like this are unfolding in the south of Italy and have authorities concerned. The groups violently fight amongst themselves and often use weapons to terrorise retailers. Many of their members are minors, so they are known as baby gangs. Violence that Maria Luisa Iavaroni is well aware of. Her son was stabbed 20 times in the throat and chest by a group of 15 and 16-year-olds without any apparent motive.
My son was knifed in the street in the center of Naples at 5 in the afternoon by a baby gang of 4 wild teenagers. It's the normalization of evil. When they're in a group, their violence is out of control.
Tonight, this brigade of Carabinieri is getting ready to patrol a particularly problematic area of the city. Commander Tognoli gives the final instructions.
So we're 8, which means 4 patrols. We'll divide the control zone. I'm going to put you in the nerve centre. Watch out in Via Fiorelli. The risk is if someone's trying to avoid us, they'll have to come through there. So stay alert.
Their aim is to gain control of juvenile violence in the city, a phenomenon that has increased in Naples since the end of the pandemic.
We're heading to the Chiaia neighbourhood, one of the favoured areas for youngsters. Our objective is to crack down on damage of public property, attacks against people, and carrying illegal weapons.
Last year, in the judicial district of Naples, crimes committed by minors increased by nearly 20%. It's 3 in the morning. These youngsters have been stopped with over 8 grams of hashish.
We'll have to weigh it more precisely, but with this amount you risk being referred for possession with intent to supply. Are you carrying knives?
This increase in youth crime is stoked by the widespread circulation of drugs and weapons in Naples, the stronghold of the Camorra mafia. Nearly 400 weapons were seized last year.
It's easy to get drugs and weapons here, whether firearms or blades. It's a phenomenon involving youngsters, whatever their social background.
A phenomenon that Gianfranco is fighting against. He's the president of an association supporting children and adolescents in an underprivileged neighborhood.
Look at this weapon that you can buy easily on the internet. In theory, it's not dangerous, but if you change this element, it is. And here, 10 to 14-year-olds are buying them and using them to commit theft.
With his association, Gianfranco is trying to offer alternative opportunities to these youngsters. This morning, a group of adolescents who've dropped out of school are taking part in a special education programme to keep them off the streets and prevent them from getting involved with the Camorra. The rise in dropouts is one of the reasons for the increase in youth crimes.
We want to remove them from the temptations of the street. We know that the street gives them the opportunity to make a quick buck, but it's dangerous when there's organized crime.
This autumn, underage crime has reached new heights. In just 2 weeks, 3 killings were carried out by youths in Naples. In this school near one of the murders, a teacher is helping students to cope with the trauma.
Quali sentimenti avete provato quando avete saputo che un vostro possibile compagno di scuola è stato ucciso a pochi metri da questa scuola?
Rabbia.
Rabbia.
Perché come è successo non succederà
Cerchiamo di trasmettere la necessità.
We want to raise awareness about what is happening in our city, because it's so alarming that we can no longer afford to ignore it.
Alarming because the number of victims of juvenile violence in Naples just keeps increasing. Today is the funeral for 18-year-old Arcangelo Correra. The gun that killed him was found with a friend, now in pre-trial detention on charge of possessing an illegal weapon. He insists he found the firearm in the street. A statement that the investigators question. Whatever the outcome, the mother has appealed to the Italian state, asking them to disarm the city and save the youth of Naples.